If we elect 2 more senators, we keep the House and Democrats, we're going to get a lot of unfinished business we're going to get done. We've done all this, but then our critics say inflation. You mean the global inflation caused by the worldwide pandemic and Putin's war on Ukraine?
Would you say to Brian and others who say this is really not fair, that a student loan is just one kind of debt and there are other people who don't have that but have other struggles that the government isn't helping them with?
You know, I think a lot about fairness, and I think about how education debt is different from other debt. I look at it this way. I wanted to be a public school teacher from the time I was in 2nd grade. My daddy ended up as a janitor, and there was no money for me to go to college. But I found a public university that cost $50 a semester. And for a price I could pay for on a part-time waitressing job, I finished a 4-year diploma. I became a special education teacher, and it opened 1 million doors for me. That opportunity is not out there today for any of our kids. That's not the America we want.
Well, I'm not sure.
We want to be an America of opportunity.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that this relieving this amount of debt changes the cost of college. Cost of college is still exorbitant.
Democrats, I'm a progressive. I want to help folks, but I think this is terrible policy. Politics, we saw. Tim Ryan is in a tough race in a tough state, and he can't stand this idea. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada got a tough race. She doesn't like this. Michael Bennet, the senator from Colorado, he doesn't like this. Democrats, good Democrats. Sharice Davids, one of the more impressive Democrats, the only Democrat in Congress from Kansas, she doesn't like it. So what is my party doing with this? I think they're not helping the people that we're here to help, which is poor people, underprivileged communities, and they're not helping their politicians who are running.
But is the president's move even legal? Here are the president and Speaker Pelosi just last year.
I'm prepared to write off the $10,000 debt, but not $50,000.
Mr. President, let me ask you.
Because I don't think I have the authority to do a by sign of a pen.
People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
What changed?
Well, Congress acted. And if you look at the legislation that allowed President Trump and President Biden to delay loan repayment, it's the same legislation that allows him to forgive $10,000 worth of debt. It's the same thing. And look, I call it how I see it. It's the same thing that allowed President Trump to do it that allows President Biden to do it.
And we're here to say that the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town. Because you don't represent our values. You are not New Yorkers.
John is going to work with me to pass a Medicare for all single-payer system.
Legitimate questions do remain about Fetterman's health.
Pennsylvania's Democratic candidate for Senate, John Fetterman, back on the campaign trail more than 3 months after suffering a stroke. Fetterman was on message, but often halting in his speech and occasionally dropped words mid-sentence.
What is wrong with demanding for an easy, safe kind of their income, a path to a safe place for them to win, or to work.
2 years ago, we took a risk. We came out front. I did an executive order saying in 2035, California was going to lead the way on alternative fuel vehicles. Tomorrow, the California Air Resources Board is going to codify that. We will be the first jurisdiction in the world to require all new cars to be sold to be alternative fuel cars.
And you give us 2 more senators, 2 Democratic senators who are willing to get rid of the filibuster. And yes, Mandela Barnes, I'm looking at you in Wisconsin. John Fetterman, I'm looking at you in Pennsylvania. And I got to say, Tim Ryan in Ohio, I'm kind of glancing your way from time to time. You're looking good out there. We get these folks into the United States Senate. We get rid of the filibuster, and then we do the real thing.